Welcome to the behind-the-scenes look into the VFX of Shattered Grid, written and directed by Kyle Higgins. Kyle was introduced to us from a mutual friend of ours. He came in, he brought his director of photography in at the same time, and they went over the concepts, the boards, the ideas. Some of the first steps that we did for Shattered Grid was we took the comic references. We reached out to our matte painter, Mark Adamson, who lives in the UK, and we gave him sort of the idea of what the world was going to be.
So I tried to base it on as much as I could on something real. I found some images of that famous square in North Korea. I think it's called Kim Il-sung Square, and it kind of looked like the kind of thing that they wanted. So I used that image as a starting point. And so the first thing I did was some quick concept sketches. I did just 2 concept sketches in black and white. When we first showed it to the client, the comment was that the buildings that were in the square were not enough like Roman Gothic architecture. So I had to kind of like take it back and take those buildings in more of a Roman Gothic direction. Yeah.
Once we got it to a final place, we got the Greco-Roman buildings and we got all the architecture in there that we wanted. We got the city looking like we wanted it to look. We handed it off to our compositing artist to do 3D projections. And then the CG artist then got it so that they could start populating it with the army.
To create the army, we were given footage of the Black Ranger doing variations of salutes. All of them doing something slightly different. The idea was it would give us plenty to play with so we can actually like vary up all the individual cards, just to kind of give it some realism and give it some life. The Yellow Ranger is more of like a battalion commander. So along with the Black Ranger as the main force, the main bulk of the army, there was also a Yellow Ranger in front that acted as the battalion commander. And from there, we duplicated that until we had several hundred to several thousand. I don't know the exact number, but it's a large amount.
Another challenge that we had was the fluid dynamics we used to reveal Lord Dracon's helmet. What we had been trying to do was just particles without ever seeing the actual formed helmet, and that really just wasn't working. It didn't look quite right. So what we wanted to do was make it more visceral, more real by adding in the actual CG helmet, that when they cut to him standing up, he's got the helmet on, and all is right with the world. It was hard. That was something that was done very, very last minute. One of the other tasks that we had was to extend the set out to make it bigger, both in depth and width. They weren't able to build the whole thing because they only had room on the stage for half the set. So it was our job to go in there and make it just this big, expansive world. We're a visual effects legion. We're a legion of artists that do visual effects. It's really all in the name. So thank you for watching our behind the scenes trailer. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming and coming into my neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor?